So, recapping last session, you all had wrapped up your explorations of another mysterious asteroid as you were called out to investigate some disappearances of crew members and search crews for those people that were missing in the Kalaran militia base. You came across a ship that was completely empty, other than your new counterpart, the Twi'lek Dem, who's joined up with you now going forward. You came across a Theran military ship that was... This one was not empty. It was full of their bodies, as they apparently had killed each other in madness because of whatever was going on. As Dem described, these shadows or something that were taking people over. And then finally you did make it to this asteroid, and it turned out to be similar to the facility that on Tilnus that the Metatheran cartel had been utilizing. So you went in there and investigated and found a lot of emptiness, other than some Karites strewn about. Eventually getting to a room, kind of like a storage room off of the main, I think, like barracks and whatnot, and nothing there to find until you turn around and a Karite, seemingly reanimated, a massive slash across his throat, should not be alive, came towards you guys. And after a few attacks against the creature, he was able to get towards, I think he went after land first, and land just disappeared before your eyes. Still being very cautious of this creature. He was able to get, I think, who next? Indy? Zach? I think you're muted, maybe.
Yes,
I
was muted and I was next.
So had gotten you, and then Dem and Valen, you decided that you think this is what's meant to happen, and so you let it happen. And you all materialized in this mysterious space with another group of people that were missing as well. And it seemed like, well, at first you couldn't talk. There was no sound in this room. You came upon two paths in this area, splitting off from a cliff that went down into darkness. One that was made of like a bright diamond, and the other one that was like dark obsidian. Very, very metaphorically representative of sides in the force you interpreted. You went down the diamond side, the lighter side, and you got about, you went in quite a bit, and then things just went dark. And eventually you came out and you found yourselves on the obsidian path, but it headed towards the cliff, towards where you originally were at. You trusted this path, and you got back to the ledge, and things were fine. When everyone did come back, and you all made that trek, you all went through that kind of vertigo, weird feeling, and appeared back into this weird kind of storage area. Everyone, yourselves and the other people that were in the room, in this mysterious room as well. And they began to exclaim how they were looking for you. You guys had been missing, and they were very excited to have found you. Very, very weird for both parties, considering that you all thought you were the search party. With that being done and out of the way, you headed out. They left from the asteroid, and you guys began to take off as well, and begin your journey back to wherever, Genarius or whatever. But just as you're about on the edge of the belt, something came across all of you, across the entire ship. A dream or a vision. Essentially, you saw basically the universe, or the system, I should say, the Kalaran system, looking at the suns. You're at a specific point in the system that kind of showed your position where you were based on the size of different elements there. But at some point, something basically explodes. There's a massive explosion of rocks and whatnot, and everything. You're on a world that just crumbles, and you sense light and heat and pain, and then nothing, and then you all come to, just staring at the ship, at the walls of the ship or wherever you were doing, not really knowing what was going on. That is where we pick up. You guys are all come to wherever you were. Dak probably in the pilot seats. The rest of you wherever else. Lan apparently, hasn't woken up yet. He just seems to be still asleep. Doesn't seem to be too bothered. But Ufta kind of comes lumbering around. He seems a little wonky at first, but he just says, Captain, what? Something seems the matter.
Well, you stick with us long enough after you'll realize that seems to be the norm for us, especially especially around these parts.
Did someone carry out maintenance or reprogramming on myself? I did not recognize the downtime.
How long were you offline?
Kind of tilts his head in calculation, and it's hard to say. It's very scrambled, but I just have memories of a planet, of something exploding. And you kind of gather that he likely saw basically a similar thing to what you saw as well.
He's alive.
Johnny Five is alive.
Oh my gosh. Just like short circuit.
This is the first time we've had visions. I didn't know they could affect the droid.
Yeah.
Force sensitive droid.
Physically, like, he looks fine. Looks like there's nothing else happened to him.
Yeah. Yeah. I have to appreciate letting us know. We'll let you know if we figure out anything more. Did you recognize anything from the memory that you now have?
No, unrecognizable. It seemed we were in Kularan system, but beyond that, nothing specific.
Okay.
Sir, have we changed course?
Dak, look to see. Have they changed course?
Give me a quick piloting check.
Not intentionally, but you never know what might be happening.
Yeah.
As you
I guess
turn,
maybe.
you look at the computer system and whatnot, and you have have been some different computer or coordinates that seemingly have been programmed into the ship, and the ship has now, navigating through some of the outer asteroids here. And kind of looking into that, you see that you obviously didn't do this. You're not sure who did this, but definitely there was a reprogramming of your heading.
Huh.
As an aside, what's the chrono say? Like, is there another 10-year time jump, or are we? Is it still like 8 p.m. or whatever?
Let me check my watch.
Yeah.
Somehow, Palpatine has returned.
Dang, again, that guy just won't kick it, huh? Is it Jeb who
no,
switched
it's
the control?
not. Nothing. Yeah, nothing out of an ordinary. Moments, minutes. Yeah,
We just had an acid
Nothing-
flashback, and then so did the droid.
nothing
Apparently.
substantial. Yeah.
It's all in a second. Okay.
I guess based on the new coordinates that have been input, does that come up? I'm gonna ask Ufta, I guess, if he knows what's at these coordinates in his data bank.
He thinks on that a second. It just looks like it's somewhere deeper in the asteroid belts. Nothing specific at that destination.
Interesting.
And as he finishes this, all of a sudden, a loud wail from the systems, alert system, begin to go off.
Well, this just
Distress
keeps
call.
getting better and better.
Oh, lovely.
Distress signal goes off there on the ship.
Like a incoming signal, distress signal kind
Yep.
of thing? Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it, looking over that, it comes over digitally in like a text format rather than like an audio distress call. But answering that, you see the words that say, "This is Narama. I'm in need of assistance. Please come to this signal. This is Narama. I am in need of assistance. Please come to this signal." It just continues, repeats.
Well, if we want to keep taking advantage of this business relationship, we might want to make sure Narama stays alive, and then Dak will attempt to input in the coordinates for where that signal is coming from.
As you look that over, you see that it's coming from the coordinates that where your ship is already basically heading towards. Basically what was programmed into the ship.
Huh.
Not sure if that's good luck or just eerie coincidence.
Or something in the middle.
My experience, there's no such thing as coincidence. Not in this asteroid belt. Question is, do you actually want to go where it told us to?
Well, I don't know what told us to go there. Maybe it was maybe I had some sort of subconscious vision that told me Narama was going to need help, so I input the coordinates before I even knew it. I do sometimes amaze even myself.
If you say so.
Well, they don't teach you about seeing the future and stuff. I thought all you Jedi knew all those cheap parlor tricks.
Not all of us. It's not exactly a well-known science. I guess it wouldn't be science, really. No, those types of abilities are usually reserved for the masters anyway. There's no way, at least no one like on my skill level would know anything like that. Nothing more than a few, yeah. Nothing more than a few, maybe, a few seconds into the future to avoid blaster bolts or deflect them back or those sorts of things, a danger sense, but actual precognition is, I won't say rare, but it's definitely not as common as you would think. We don't all have it either.
I would think it would be pretty uncommon, actually.
Well, if it turns out that's what happened, I better see if they're hiring over at the academy. They start to call me master soon.
Yeah, good luck with that one. Takes years of skill and dedication. I know you've got that, but you don't have it for that sort of thing, that's for sure.
Jedi Master Dak, we need you to head off to fight the Clone Wars. Execute Order 66.
He gets to be a master before I'm even a knight? This is bullshit.
I got precog abilities, then yeah, that's then I'll know not to go because Order 66.
There you go.
Some species do have it as their own innate senses, I guess, or at least some form of it. But I think generally speaking, I guess the Force works in mysterious ways, but that's not usually one of them.
Also, since the distress signal is coming from Narama allegedly, I guess, and we kind of have his digits, I guess, right, or one of his contacts, so we could potentially try to
There'd be ways, yeah, to
communicate
reach
back out. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to basically open up a communication channel. Be like, hey, just received this distress signal. What's up?
Yeah. So you do so, and you're not getting anything back.
Hmm.
It's not making a connection or anything like that. It's just there's just no response.
Oh, they're sending me to voicemail.
Right. Sure.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if it meant like, yeah, this like my communication signals are not getting out.
No.
Like-
Yeah. No.
Okay.
I was saying like it's not like it gets answered and then there's dead space. It's just
They're not answering.
there you go.
But
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's what I was confirmed. It wasn't like no communication signals were getting signals are getting
Right,
out. They're just
yeah,
not
no.
being replied to. Okay.
Right.
Well, I guess that could mean Narama's actually in trouble. So I guess since we're already headed that way for one reason or another, I suppose we can see what we come across. But let's be ready. Since Land's sleeping, one of you two want to jump on the guns just in case?
I got it.
Sure.
No.
But before, let me give you a once over just to make sure there's nothing from our little vision trip or whatever that was. I just want to kind of do the, check the pupils. Basic.
Concussion protocol. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Sure. Just
Give me
Need
a medicine check.
some bad
Balin?
emoji fruit or something.
All right. So you check over your counterparts, and seemingly, in a physical sense, a medical sense, they seem fine. There seems no, you don't feel anything yourself, and it doesn't seem there's anything that has ailed your counterparts.
Just eliminating other possibilities. That's all. And I'll go check on Lan and make sure he's conscious.
Yeah, he's
Wow.
just in a heavy sleep. It seems like he hasn't come
Ah.
out of, the sleep or whatever. He doesn't seem like he's, potentially still in this vision or whatever, but he's just
Just grumbling.
knocked out. Yeah.
See how long he can stay asleep if I leave Jib in there with him.
There you go.
Uh,
Gotta babysit him. There you go. So, you continue head towards these coordinates, Dak, and you're amongst the asteroid belts, so you've seen many of these things, of course. And as you get closer and closer, you get to the specific location of the coordinates, and you see a small asteroid. Pretty tiny, like maybe 30 meters across. And you do see a small single pilot shuttle that is landed there on the parked in a shallow little crater of the asteroid. You can see as you come down a couple meters away from the shuttle is a pretty dark, seems like a dark kind of hole entrance that seems to go into the asteroid.
well, I guess there's only one way.
Yeah, I don't know. Something's not adding up. I don't know what the hell would Narama be doing out here in the asteroid belt. Usually he sends other people like us to come out here. Doesn't come out himself.
Maybe he's
Well,
just hanging out.
That
You know.
implies that he came out here of his own volition as well, which may not be the case.
Well, usually prisoners don't get the option to send distress signals from.
No, but it could be just some automated system that triggers whenever, power's cut to certain systems, or he hits a panic button. I don't know.
And it's
This
also,
is more your profession than mine, but
I mean, this also came through in text format, no audio with his actual voice. I suppose if I was going to pretend to be somebody else, I'd send a text thing as well.
Yeah. Be a little bit
I-
easier.
it's always this asteroid field, isn't it, though? It's always something weird out here. All right. So I guess this time, are we releasing whatever it is that it wants to come with? or are we destroying it, or what's the deal?
I don't even know yet what we're going to come across. It's a little early to be making plans. As we look,
Oh, yeah. Stay positive, guys. Who knows? Maybe it's a surprise party.
as we get closer, I guess, to where the shuttle is. The shuttle like it's been damaged in any way, or does it just look like it's just landed there fine?
Yeah. Yep. Just come down and
Okay.
It has no like markings or any kind of thing on it. Okay.
Why would it be out all the way out here on this particular one, though? Is there anything like a something special about the asteroid? Do we have any sort of scanning equipment that would tell us?
I was just gonna say that actually.
Yeah.
So as you
Okay.
come down to
That is a
it,
good idea.
Valen, you can, if you want to do a scan of the.
Oh, is that my duty on the ship?
Yeah, I think you're kind of
Okay.
fill that operator void. So,
I
so
don't know.
just
where
give me a perception check.
Okay, I was trying to find the PDF.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, there's not like a specific assignment
Space
to.
thing.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, you know, you pull up the computer systems and give a scan of what's down below you, and a couple things come up about this. First, you do pick up a life form inside from within the asteroid. They're weak. It's a weak signal, but there is a sign of life. And then secondly, and this is very, very odd, this is the odd part, one of the odd parts, I guess, is that you pick up readings of atmosphere. Thin, but it's there. Especially given its size, it probably shouldn't have that, but I'd guess at this point, you all, you know, maybe not much surprises you out here in the fields.
So I guess that would just be odd to anybody. You wouldn't need to have some sort of background in the sciences to actually understand, like, no, atmosphere is actually not supposed to be inside of a giant rock.
I would
in
say
space.
yeah. I'd say
Okay.
you spend enough time in space and things like that that, you know.
Trying to think of any logical way atmosphere could be in there, and I'm just not coming up with one. But
Yeah. It usually doesn't like to just hang around in rocks. Tell you that.
no, but I mean, could something create it mechanically? I mean, I don't know if there actually would be something that could do that. Not on this scale. Certainly on something on a planetary size, maybe, but
Yeah.
not for a tiny rock. Well, I'll relay that to the rest of them. We get a weak light form over there. Probably our contact. He's like, and I'm detecting a faint trace thin atmosphere. I don't know how it's here, but it's here. Like whatever we're in for. I think this asteroid belt always delivers something fun.
Dak will start to, yes, landing procedure to put the ship down close to the shuttle. As he's doing that, just kind of open up like a channel as well to try to radio to anybody that might be listening inside the, I guess, in the general area.
In the asteroid, or kind of around you as well, within, or you're trying to focus within.
Yeah, focus like where the shuttle and the
Yeah.
asteroid area. Yeah, just to see if anybody responds since we've
I mean,
detected a life form.
I guess that, you know, opening a channel like that might be broad anyway, though.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you know, a little fuzzy. There's not really much response that comes back.
Okay.
I think we've gotten about everything we can before, other than just going in there.
Yeah. Why don't you bring a couple of those lanterns with you, just in case.
You don't have to ask me twice.
All right. Well, not 100% sure. I guess I trust the atmosphere. So, unless we can tell now that we're on the asteroid that there is atmosphere.
Yeah, I mean, you can come out with some breathing environmental apparatuses if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, once you do come down, like all the sensors on your ship tell you that there is.
Okay.
Come down and yeah, I mean, come out and give it a try, and yeah, it is there.
Rock, air, yum.
Well, just in case whatever's producing this is mechanical and we somehow screw it up, I'm gonna keep this with me. And I'll just keep his breathing mask with him anyway.
It's better safe than sorry.
This probably doesn't come as a shock, but I've always had a spare one of those in my backpack, ready for any occasion. Always be prepared. That's the Jedi Padawan motto.
So Ufta to keep an eye on the ship, and if he sees anything, if anybody else shows up, or anybody tries to get into that shuttle to reach us on comms.
And from here, you guys heading in?
Yeah.
I'm ready to
We'll also make a note of what time it is,
Yeah.
given the last time they
gosh.
were on an asteroid.
A lot of temporal stuff going on here.
I'm gonna kneel down with Jib and hand over a whole half ration. And tell him, now we're gonna be gone. You need to look out for Lan while he's sleeping. He'll be here to help you if you need anything, but you're in charge of the ship. Giving you this to be good, so please be good.
Does Dak hear him say that to Jib?
Sure, why not?
Valen, he is in no way, shape, or form in charge of the ship. It goes Ufta, sleeping Lan, that Jark table over there, and then maybe Jib.
Well, if all of those things don't work, you're gonna want me to give him this half ration. So I think this is still the right course of action. Here you go, Jib. Like, walk up to Dak, like, and don't say that in front of him. I'm trying to build him up, and you're not helping.
Balin, give me an animal handling check.
Jeb, just you wait. I'm gonna teach you how to fire a holdout.
All right,
Yeah,
you are
take along
definitely
with us.
making a connection here, and you see an unexpected level of obedience out of Jib. So you have, I mean, as much confidence as you can in a monkey lizard to, kind of do as you say, but it's there.
We're not giving him a vibro dagger yet, but he's on his way. I think we're getting there.
He takes the ration very willingly and just stuffs it down his gillet.
All right,
The whole thing,
run
one
along.
go.
At the very least, if Lan's still sleeping, he'll serve as an alarm to wake Lan up. Hopefully that'll be enough to deter anybody from getting in. All right, I'm ready.
Okay.
All right.
Let's go.
Right.
Did you say the life form your scanners detected was inside the asteroid, Valen?
I think that's
Yeah.
what you said, right? Yeah. It's
Alright.
inside. It's weak, faint, but it's there. So it's still alive.
All right. Well, I guess let's head in there. Dax will go ahead and he's gonna go ahead and pull his blaster out and just have it ready. He's just sick of this shit running into
Oh, gosh, yeah.
things coming to life and just random stuff. So he's gonna have his blaster ready now.
Right.
Balin
So
will prepare himself in the Force and use his battle precognition to be alert.
Dem
Okay.
grabs hold of her lanterns.
Valen, when did you last have that on? It lasts 8
think-
hours?
It does, and I don't remember how long we were doing all this.
I mean, you probably cast it before we
I think it was
landed
the Theron
on the-
ship.
yeah.
On the Theron
Yeah.
ship?
Yeah, that one that were with all
Okay.
the dead. When they
I'd
were
say
all
you
dead.
might have, maybe 2-3 hours or something. I mean, if you
Okay.
cast it then, in 8 hours from there, I'd say
Okay.
you're at the tail end of it, so it's up.
And it'll just I guess probably just do more of a mental awareness to make sure he's just like, okay, like I'm still on my game, top of my game.
Sure. All right, so you guys step off your ship, close it behind you, and head in towards this dark opening and on the small asteroid. It starts off pretty dark. Dem, whoever else, igniting any light sources. And as you descend into the asteroid, the walls seem to grow pale, paler than they are, and almost to a point that they seem to glow. Any light sources that you have seem to, just not do as much because the walls themselves, a gentle, pleasant glow as you can. The passages you take twists a few times, twists and turns, and you realize as you get deeper and deeper that the walls are glowing. They're definitely providing some sort of a light source. Very peculiar.
But it's still rock. It's not like a man-made wall or anything.
Right. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe a little more smooth and whatnot, but it's definitely still natural.
Okay.
As you continue on, and as the walls seem to kind of be at the brightest they've been, up ahead you see that the tunnel opens up into a larger area, large cavern. And it feels and looks, just immediately even from the opening, much larger than you would have expected given the size of the asteroid.
Yeah. Wow, this is a lot.
In the center of the cavern, you see two forms laying on the ground.
Oh gosh.
Oh no, looks like someone needs medical assistance there, kid. You want to go check it out?
Yeah, after we
Lantern.
figure out who it is, take a kind of a closer look.
Yeah, I mean, you can make a decent assumption from the distance you are, but as you get up close, you definitely see the body of Narama laying there. He's kind of curled up almost in a fetal ball, breathing through strained gasps. Very, he doesn't look physically harmed, just externally at least.
Oh no.
Something else you notice though right away, Valen. Next to him, the other form, as you get closer and it's in view, it's a skeleton. And it lays next to him with two arms extending towards Narama, and you see another arm extending backward away from skeleton.
It's just
So it has 3 arms.
Yes,
Does Rama have 3
Oh.
arms?
he does. He has
Oh.
2 normal arms and then a third that sticks out the back.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Yes.
what species is he?
I
Was he
don't
human?
know if you guys know that yet.
Okay. I
'cause-
didn't know if that was something.
Yeah,
you
I
were
don't.
told. Humanoid enough, humanish.
Yeah, yeah, he's pretty alien. I think I've yeah, I
Didn't he
haven't
have like
shared with
4
you.
eyes or 6 eyes or something too?
4. I think he has 4. Yeah, they're like 2 and 2.
4 glowing eyes, 3 weird limbs,
Yep.
2 tongues and a criminal empire.
Okay.
Well,
hmm.
do your thing here, Valen. Do the medical stuff. Naram, are
Is-
you still in there? Is Valen kind of, or is Valen continues to work on it? Dackles kind of see if he's like can respond to things.
So, just quick to post a quick picture there. The
Oh,
guy on
okay.
the right is Narama. So actually, 2 of the arms kind of come out almost out of the same like shoulder, one pointing backwards though. Yeah, mostly humanoid, definitely alien, kind of weird face. But anyway, And I think like the top set of eyes are like a starry and gray, and then the bottom are more of a dark. Definitely unique there. Valen, you also, you know, you noticed as well right away, just kind of doing your glance over, that the skeleton also has 2 sets of eye sockets, the 4 total eyes. So it's pretty apparent that this is a skeleton of a similar species as Narama, whoever he is.
Okay. I'll take a look on the floor. Does it look like there's anything between me and him obvious?
Give me a perception check.
Okay.
You look around, it's pretty clean. There's not really, just the base rock floor of this asteroid. You don't see anything there that shows signs of contributing to the situation.
About how far away is he from us? Like 20 feet?
Yeah, if you haven't, I mean, did you go up to him?
I thought we had just walked in.
Okay.
I hadn't really done anything yet.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's mostly just making sure there's not booby traps around him, and then didn't
yeah,
want to just
I mean,
run up to him.
at this point, yeah, something like that.
And I'll walk up to him and start kind of reassuring him, like, don't worry, we're here. We got your message. He's like, no, let me check you over, make sure there's nothing physically wrong. And I'll start looking at him.
Not that wrong.
Dak, you would have seen as well, as you kind of call out to him, like a little bit of a reaction, as somebody that he's obviously in pain or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It takes him a moment to focus, and his eyes, it almost looks like he's been crying, just kind of a moisture or something around them. And he looks, he turns and he looks up. Valen, if you go up to him, and he just looks towards the group, and he says, "You're here. I'm not alone." And then all of a sudden, things just changes. There's just a darkness that envelops all of you, and something, your vision just kind of goes dark. Somebody roll me a d6.
I can do it.
Tim? Okay.
All right. It's
All right.
there's 2.
Tim's got it. So, okay. 1. This darkness overcomes you all. What's that?
I was gonna ask if the artificial lights that we had also were like in, or you just meant like darkness, kind of like around us, not necessarily just dark.
So, it's more of like almost a similar sense of in the other asteroid and things like that. This is more of a vision thing than like darkness around you, like something you're changing, a plane or something.
Okay.
And everything changes, and then as you come to, you're standing in the middle of a crowded marketplace. All of you 3. Narama is there as well, standing, but he definitely seems out of it, kind of behind the group. Around you are hundreds, maybe thousands of individuals who look to be the same species as Narama, all about you in this marketplace. They are all eyes turned skyward, and if any of them see you, they don't make any sign of it. They're staring at the blackness that is spreading across the sky. A blackness that is moving down towards the horizon. On second glance, though, many of them seem to be staring specifically at a rose-colored crystalline shard mounted atop a 4-meter pole. From somewhere to the west, all of a sudden, a bolt of blue energy leaps from the ground and slams into the blackness above. It starts to dissipate, and then the ground shudders. Everyone in the marketplace, except yourselves, falls to the ground around you. You now stand amongst these fallen bodies, the empty stalls of the marketplace with their products, their foods and other items and materials all about.
Is Narama still standing there
Yes,
as well?
he is. Yes.
Dak's going to turn, I guess, to Narama and say, "Where are we?"
You see a look of shock kind of over his face and confusion, and to the extent that he's not able to offer any, seemingly can't really offer much at this point.
Up in the sky, is it still clear? Like, is it still shining, or is that darkness over everything?
The blackness has kind of almost overtaken everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would it be possible to see if there are two suns in the sky? Would you still be able to get some sort of silhouette or
You
profile?
can give me a perception check for that. Yeah.
Okay. And also, does that staff look familiar? Or the
Pole,
cane with the
You-
pole with the crystal?
Give me an intelligence check on that.
Okay.
Perception check. You look around and it's just darkness.
Just dark. Okay.
Yeah, above you. You do see a little bit below you the you kind of the ground of the marketplace, and the market is still there currently.
Okay.
You don't completely recognize, this staff and this pole and this shard.
We never even actually got a good look at the dark staff, did we? I think we just
That
heard
I
about
don't. Yeah, I think it was just forget.
I know the shadows tried to like warn us about it, so they
Yeah.
might have shown us some sort of picture image, but I was just thinking,
Yeah, I don't think
trying to put two
there's
and two
any
together.
visual. Yeah.
Darn, I'm
Did
not seeing
you said
anything.
You said the blue light came out of the ground?
Yes.
Okay, so not out of the shard, but out of the ground somewhere.
Yeah, something came out of the ground. Yep.
Okay.
And is the stick with the shard, I guess, just somewhere in front of us?
Yeah, it's kind of like they're in the distance.
All right. Are these Dax with? Maybe we can just tell. Are the people that fell down? Are they dead?
Seemingly, yeah. Yeah, they're definitely not responsive, not moving. It's
Okay. Well, Dax just gonna start walking, I guess, down the marketplace street towards the staff with the shard on it.
okay. You begin to head that way, and the ground shudders beneath all of you, and it falls away beneath your feet. The blackness overtakes everything. You're now just in an empty black space. And as if it wasn't there, ever there to begin with. All that now remains is the shard suspended in nothing before you. You find yourself still able to move towards that, Dak. And you reach out and go for that. Give me a wisdom save. It seems that it almost goes away from you as you get towards it, but eventually you do come to it and you're able to reach out and grab that shard. As you do, the darkness kind of your vision goes dark for all of you, and you come back out and you're back in the in the cavern where you were. Dak, you are now holding that shard in your hand. This rose-colored crystal shard. Everything was as it was when you left. Narama's still on the ground and whatnot. He kind of reaches his hand up to you very gingerly. Says, kind of repeats what he had said before. I'm glad you're here.
What? How did you end up here?
Somebody roll me a d6.
I did it last time. Someone else can do it.
1, now 2. All right.
I had 3 last time.
As you, as Narama seems to respond, the darkness comes again and flashes over you all, and your vision goes dark, and you come back to you're back in the marketplace again. All the creatures similar to Narama are there. All eyes turn skyward and staring at something.
Do I have the shard thing still?
You do.
Okay.
The blackness comes across the sky. Eventually, there is another one that is in the sky. There's a shard in the sky that they seem to be looking at, and that same bolt of energy burst up from the ground, from the horizon, and the black starts to dissipate, and the ground shudders, and then all of a sudden, everyone in the marketplace, rather than falling, they turn and look to your group.
Hi?
Dak, what did you do?
I didn't do anything. I just asked Narama who was with us, and now we're back in this damn marketplace.
Did I get kicked out of the thing intentionally?
No, I lost connection briefly.
I know.
Okay. Okay. Just making sure that wasn't part of the
Part of the deal.
You get
Yeah.
kicked at.
You sense. Give me insight checks all around.
Let me grab that.
Nice.
Hey, 20.
Ooh. Okay.
I'm logging back in now.
It kicked you out, huh?
Yeah, it kicked me out.
Dang.
I don't know what was going on. Really didn't want me around. Okay, what was the
Insight. Right. So, Jack, you get a little bit of a maybe tad uneasy feeling with everyone around you. I mean, there's a mass of people here, and they seem disgruntled or something. They're just something that they're perturbed about something. Maybe not necessarily towards you all, but that's their general. You get a general sense of that amongst the group. They just kind of all look at you all questioningly, expectantly.
And Dax still has the crystal, right?
Yes.
I sort of point towards the crystal and say, could maybe something with that?
Well, that was the only thing that survived the last time we were here. This time, all these folks are still alive, though. Hello? Do you understand us? This will just say to nobody in particular toward the horde of people.
You see
Staring at us.
a figure steps forward and nods his head, and then back in basic, seemingly responds and says, "Yes, I can understand."
This is gonna sound like a really odd question, I'm sure. But where are we?
You are on Oblis. It is what you now know as the asteroid.
Ah,
So follow-up question. When are we?
You're still in your current time. You're just now in a part of the continuum. I believe as you would call it, the Force.
Out hearing that, how similar does the effect of us being pulled into this area feel in relation to the one with the I guess what was that, like
Okay, right? In a
the one where
Yeah.
we would go down the diamond path
Yeah,
and it would
yeah,
be
yeah.
there's definitely a similarity to that. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, I think we kind of understand, though not too much. Like, what is
We
the? Oh, sorry,
ahead.
go ahead. I'll let you.
the the figure says, "We are the Obli. We live here, or did."
How are you talking to us now? Are you talking to us from then? If that makes any sense.
None of this makes any sense, Balaam.
You know what I mean.
We do not know.
Hmm.
Your Our planet exploded, but it does not feel like death, more like unlife. We are shadows of what we were.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting choice of words. So just taking a look, is that staff still where it was the last time we were here?
That has dissipated.
That's not there. Okay. And all these beings, they're all the same species?
Yes,
The Obli?
they all look
And
just like Narama,
just like
species-wise.
Narama.
Not
Okay.
yeah, not
Yeah, they're not all identical.
Yeah. Oh
They're all
god, the real
Naramas.
Clone Wars, we found it.
yeah.
Um,
As he said, so these are all Oblee, Oblee.
Obli.
Okay.
Did you bring us here?
I don't know. We were here in the market to he gestures towards the shard in your hand. It says that was here in the market for us to concentrate on, to destroy the creature of shadow. We all needed to help by channeling our energies into the crystal so that it could be used to send the thing away.
Who told you that you needed to do that and that that's what would happen when you
The
did that?
the rulers of the world, the scientist philosopher.
Do they have a name?
Some
Or
of them
title?
lately. Scientists, philosophers is what we call them.
This was what you're doing now, or what happened before when your planet was destroyed?
It is what happened to the planets. It seemed that we were channeling ourselves, and it took more than we wanted to give.
This darkness that you claimed, or you say is coming down, is it a tangible creature? Is it something your sensors would have been able to detect, or was it more in, I guess, what did they call the force? The continuum?
Continuum, yeah.
Yeah.
Or was it more something that you saw in the continuum?
We aren't sure. We're just afraid of the thing in the sky. The scientists, philosophers told us this is how to deal with it. The destruction didn't start in the sky, it started down here.
When you tried to fight the darkness.
Yes, a creature of shadow. We weren't told much. We just saw what it could do. It took emotions and used them. People shouldn't have their emotions used against themselves.
I think I can agree with you there. Allowing yourself to not be in control of your emotions allows you to be controlled by your emotions, which would, and can, and it looks like it did, start an even bigger chain of events that you can't control. It's like, I'm sorry for what happened to your people. Is there anything more you can tell us about this crystal? Where it came from? How your people came to acquire it and know that it had power?
I am not certain where it came from, but our connection to the shard was never severed. If we don't drain energy from other things, we will be drained out of existence. We aren't sure if you can even destroy the shard. Weapons will not harm it. Any form of energy sent against it is absorbed, even the energy of motion. But this is only one, and we feel there must be more. But we haven't seen any others before we died.
What did you mean by draining energy from other things to keep the shard active?
To keep ourselves alive in whatever this existence is for us, we needed to maintain the energy. The shard binds us to this state. We just want to be free.
Where are you getting the energy to sustain the shard?
Wherever it can be found.
So you're not always here in this marketplace.
Kind of shrugs at that.
Like he doesn't know, or he's like,
Yeah, it's more towards that, yeah.
I guess try this another way. When you drain things, do they come here first? And then you drain them? Or I guess, what does the process involve?
you're thinking about draining
That's-
us, you better change your plans.
This is not something that I understand well enough. I'm sorry. It's something that maybe the scientists, philosophers would.
Are they nearby? Busy? Counter-freed up?
They are found in towards the other part of town. They kind of gesture. And as they do, as experienced before, first time around, things begin to shudder and everything breaks away from you,
Oh,
including
gosh.
all the figures. They kind of just, this time more just kind of dissipate. And you guys have another flash of darkness and then come back out into the cavern.
Well, this is interesting. Is Narama laying back on the ground again?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
about that. Let's stop talking to him until we figure out what's going on. Because it seems like every time we talk to him, we get sucked into some weird portal to hell. He's like, so based on what they're saying, I mean, I don't want to get too deeply into the Jedi philosophy with
I don't want you to either.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly why, right there. But what they're saying is unfortunately making a lot of sense to me in a very abstract way. I guess off the top of our head, DM, there's no known instances of like gravity anomalies or anything like that, other than the standard mass shadows that like a asteroid or a large object would make.
Yeah, it's
Anything
nothing
that we're aware of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
It does seem to makes a lot of sense. They sound like it's almost like a black hole of, I guess, energy, but not quite energy too. But
Yeah.
anytime they tried to feed into it, it just gives the power back 1,000-fold. Well, seemingly, I guess from what they've said.
Well, if they're the
It
ones
took-
going around the asteroid belt and draining power from ships and bases and causing a lot of people to die, they've got some explaining to do.
Oh, I agree with you there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
trying
give
to
me
figure
a
out-
D6 plus 1.
Hmm.
As you try to put some pieces of this puzzle together, once again, you have that weird, strange feeling, and your vision.
Here we go again.
Criff.
And
Yeah.
you find yourselves in a new area. You have the shard with you, still, Dak. You're standing in a doorway this time, looking down into what appears to be a small temple cut into a basin of pure marble. Everything is white, brilliant, streaked with silver, and yet it all seems to be a single piece. Opposite of you, a window opens with a beautiful landscape of green and blue mountains. There is a blackness spreading in the sky overhead. In the center of the temple is a round marble altar, and in the center of the altar rests a rose-colored crystal. Individuals in silver robes kneel around the altar, every one of the kneeling individuals focusing their attention on the crystal. None of them seem to notice your existence, and every one of them is an obli, similar to Nora.
Hey, look, they got one too.
A moment passes, and outside, looking out the window, you see a beam of energy blast from a nearby mountain and strike the blackness in the sky. The ground shudders, and one by one, the kneeling figures fall to the floor.
Yeah. Right on schedule. Blue light. All the obli fall to the ground.
Yep.
Is the shard still
Like
there?
clockwork.
It is, yes.
The blue light came up from out of the planet up to hit the thing.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, did it return fire?
No,
Is that what that?
it didn't.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it just kind of seemed.
Well,
And now they're all dead.
I guess I might as well collect the second one while we're here. Dak will start making his way towards the other crystal that's there.
How large are these crystals?
I don't know, handheld type
Big
thing.
ol'.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big old pine cone.
Crystal
Yeah.
skull sized.
Jack, you head over to the other crystal. Reach out to grab that one. Give me a wisdom save. Nice.
Oh.
This one
Hey.
seems to allow you to collect it much more easy than the first one. You do so, and when you do, the ground shudders, falls away beneath your feet, and the blackness overhead envelops everything as it did before. And then all of a sudden, everything around you, all the white marble is gone, and it's just you remaining almost floating in space. And then you guys are returned back into the cavern. You now stand there with two shards in your hands. One thing you notice, Stack, is that before the single shard was a rose-colored hue. Now it's turned to almost a blood red, very bright red. But both of them are now red.
I see they've
Um,
changed color.
Yeah. Here, hold this one. He's gonna hand it to Dem,
All right, I'll grab
and
onto
then
it.
Dak's gonna start walking away from Dem to see if they have any, like they change, like be in proximity to one another, or if it's just having two of them.
They still seem to remain pulsing in that red hue, glow
Hmm.
almost.
Okay.
Okay. I
Well,
guess
we've got
it's just now that they're with us. Period.
Somebody roll me a d6 plus 1, please.
the guy in the marketplace did say there was more than
I could do it.
one.
Okay. Is this a sort of collect them all situation?
Yeah, you got to go through the safari zone a million times
Yep.
so you can get the
Yeah.
Kangaskhan.
Vision, and you have that sense of almost vertigo, and you end up sorry, 1 second. You find yourselves back in the marketplace, but everything, as you appear, you see everything again as you did, the same vision of the blackness appearing, the blue bolt coming out, and then everything just kind of disappears, and you come back out to the cavern.
Mm.
Well, that was a shorter trip than normal.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have a weird. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Like I said, how's Narama looking? Still just laying there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I had a weird thought. So previously, anytime we had an interaction with these shadow things out in this asteroid field, it would always be some sort of not cryptic, but they couldn't communicate directly with us. They had to do it indirectly. Taking our stuff, I guess, was their way of talking to us, trying to communicate something to us. I think at one point, you remember, they made us turn on each other in the hall. I think that was when we first were supposed to find this dark staff. After, what was that guy's name? Lore? Narama's henchman. I can't remember. his
Len
name.
Marcus.
Len Marcus, that's the guy. It's like it could. I'm wondering if they're not trying to communicate with us again, but still lack, even though they can actually talk to us, they just still lack the ability to tell us exactly what they're trying to tell us. If that makes any sense. They never seem to say exactly what. It's not like they're just going to come up to us and tell us exactly how to get rid of something or bring people back from the diamond obsidian continuum path that we were on. You know, they never told us directly. We had to kind of solve it, you know, in a tertiary sort of way. So
Yeah,
I'm
well-
wondering if that's maybe not the same approach to this problem too. But I just
Well,
can't figure out what they're trying to tell us.
if they're somehow bound to these crystals and they want to be set free, they need to start speaking up pretty damn quick. I'm starting to lose my patience with this.
Not a big fan of the effect, but
I mean, these crystals might be worth some credits on the market. You just sell them. I don't really care. At this point, they need to tell us what they want or let us out of here.
Yeah, about that. Something I've also noticed, keeping in with that theme of darkness, I think it might be a good idea to do our best to stay away from darker emotions. If this thing is some sort of battery that feeds off of emotions and amplifies them, the last thing you want to do is throw any sort of anger or frustration at it, make it into a bigger problem.
Well, then we need to find some answers pretty quick.
Oh, I agree. So,
Sure.
how is our constitution holding up from getting wrenched into one dimension after another?
Yeah, it seemed fine. Otherwise, it's just
Okay.
it's kind of an odd experience. But
We're not ready to throw up or something.
yeah.
Valen, give me a D6 plus 1.
Oh god. Come on, 7. Ha.
All right.
Hey.
As you continue to discuss amongst your group, figuring out what is going on here, you get pulled yet again into another vision or experience, whatever this could be. This time, you are standing at the end of a great hall, which bustles with activity. Individuals, all resembling Narama, rush from one place to another carrying ancient-looking data pads, making notes by hand. In the center of the room is an enormous machine topped with a trio of black tubes that point toward a hole in the ceiling. A covered tray rests beside the machine. One of the individuals walks solemnly to the covered tray and removes its cover. Beneath are two objects. A black rod, about 1 meter in length, seems to suck at the light around it. And a rose-colored crystalline shard. The individual takes up the black rod and inserts it into the machine in the center of the room. All 3 tubes erupt blue energy, blasts through the hole in the ceiling of this. The ground beneath your feet shudders, and every one of the individuals around the machine collapses.
Well, at least this is a different one this time.
Are we
Yeah.
noticing any sort of pattern to these, or is it still just too random to connect any dots between?
To an extent, yeah. I mean, it's basically come in, you see this, basically see this cataclysmic event happen,
And then we're
and then, yeah.
Slide back out.
okay.
So, yeah, things have just happened before you. Everyone has fallen. The machine is there. The shard is still there at the table. Well,
Well, Valen, you want one of these shards too?
No. In fact, I think it's probably a good idea that you keep that thing far enough away from me. Don't take this the wrong way, but you're not exactly force sensitive like I am and don't have the power at your fingertips that I do. If
Wow.
I do something wrong and I'm around that thing, I'm afraid of what might happen. I'm not going to let anything happen, and I would give my life to protect you and prevent that from happening, but I think right now it's probably best that I don't touch that. At least until we have a better idea what's going on.
All right, suit yourself. Dak will start walking towards the other crystal.
You head towards that, and like before, something kind of, you sense something with the shard, and the area around you begins to rumble and fall away. Reach out. Give me another wisdom save, Dak.
Is that way you want me to do it? So I do the wisdom saves.
You are able to reach out and grab this, and as you do, everything completely falls away as it has the 2 times before in these other locations. It goes to blackness, and then eventually your visions all dissipate, and you come back into the cavern. You now stand there again over top of Narama, laying on the ground still. Yourselves coming back. Dak holding 2 shards. Dem, you have the 3rd.
Yep.
You look down, and they have yet again changed their hue. They are now solid black.
Oh. This is disconcerting.
Well, grabbing the shard seems to be a way to get out of wherever it was we were.
Yeah.
Are you
Just-
feeling anything off of those by any chance? Are you feeling any different?
I feel fine.
Give
Do
me
they look different?
I don't know. Tell me,
No, they
DM.
don't.
Does,
Yeah,
does
they
Dak
look
feel?
fine.
Does Dak feel any different?
give me
Does he feel
Yes,
anything in the
insight.
forest?
Give me insight. Insight yourself.
Oh.
Do I do it too?
You can, yeah. You don't have one of the. Yeah, nothing feels different. About yourselves or anything, even holding these shards. You sense a little bit of a connection to. So you've gone through and you experienced 3 different locations now. You have 3 different shards, and
Yeah.
you've gone through the marketplace a few times now, and you've experienced 2 other locations. One of this altar of these, some kind of potentially religious type group, and then also potentially, the scientist philosophers, given the context of the area and whatnot. There's a little bit of a image of those places. Dem, you see one of the locations. Dak, you have a little bit of a blurred image of where the location.
Mm.
Like I'm actively seeing the.
Like, you just get this, hazy leftover memory, Will,
Okay.
of 2 of the locations, and then
Okay.
Dem would kind of sense the 3rd faintly.
I guess just from the shards.
Give me intelligence checks all around.
Well, I have some bad news. Okay. Yeah.
7s.
Yep, this is one of my 7s. I got street smarts, not smart smarts. Okay.
Uh-oh.
No.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yep.
You just Dak, give me a D6 plus 1. Sorry, give me a plus 2. All right. As you sit there and try to make sense of what these memories or whatever it is on the edge of your consciousness, you're again pulled into another realm of darkness, and then into, this time once again, into the Great Hall that you were just most recently visited. You see everything you saw again, with the individuals resembling Narama rushing around with the ancient data pads and the tray next to the machine. You see the individual walk and put this device, this rod, into the machine in the center. And then the 3 tubes surrounding it erupt into this blue energy that blasts out through the ceiling. The ground shudders, and every one of the individuals in the room then turns towards you
Okay.
after this happens.
You
Back at this.
you the scientist here?
Yes, we
Um,
are the Obli, inhabitants of the planet Oblis. Planet now in asteroid belts, your asteroid belts. Those of us gathered here, yes, we are the scientist philosophers, the leaders of our people. It was unfortunately our mistake that led us to ruin.
I assume the mistake you're referring to's that, and Dak will point to the tube machine.
Yes. Your homes are in danger from the Dark Staff. And we had no other way to communicate with you. This may kill us, but what we know is too important.
Well, I don't have a lot of friends, but I do have a handful I'd probably like to see not killed. What what information do you have?
This weapon we created, gestures towards the machine, created to send the blackness in the sky into the realm of shadow. It's complicated science, but the thing that came over our planet is from a different dimension, and we wanted to dispel it. We thought it was a real threat at the time, but it appears we may have been manipulated into attacking it. Seemingly by the Dark Staff. Gestures towards that on the table, or in the machine. The staff says, "This object draws on what we would call the continuum, but which I believe you would call the Force. It can do amazing things, perhaps most powerful object we have ever seen."
What's the correlation to these crystals? Is there one?
The shards still bind us together, which we know that the Dark Staff is still out there and has not been destroyed. Otherwise, we would have been freed. The shards, like the one you have, were placed around Oblis. They collected the energy of the Obli, our emotions, our life essences, to further power the weapon. We believed the thing in the sky would kill us. It seemed our only option. There are 3 shards, and you must destroy all 3 of them. But be warned, it can't be physically harmed.
Then
You feared the darkness in the sky because you didn't know what it was. Is that correct?
Yes, yes, and we believe Dark Staff is what manipulated us into using it against this, whatever this is. It unfortunately created the chain reaction that destroyed our planet.
How did it communicate with you? How did it give you this idea in the first place?
It came to us from a wandering trader, his name never known to us. We analyzed it, we saw its power, but saw no need for the power. But then the shadow creature came, and we found a need.
Mm. But earlier, didn't I guess I'll confer with Dak. Like, didn't they say that, like, it talked to them or something? Like, it told them to do this? Or did I misunderstand what they said?
You're
Literally?
thinking that the scientist philosophers told the people in the marketplace concentrate and send their
Oh,
yeah
okay.
like energy towards the yeah.
Okay.
What made you decide, I guess, change your mind or believe now that the shadow creature or the darkness is actually not bad?
But it is uncertain to say that for sure, but it certainly went against what we were trying to do. It backfired, and obviously, as you see, destroyed our planet in attacking it. Don't think it may have been a real threat to begin with. Perhaps the Dark Staff knew that it would cause this destruction.
And why do you think now the rest of the system is in danger?
The Dark Staff holds great power. Somebody came and took it, and we could not stop them. For somebody else to have this power is of great concern.
Can I just take that one? I was able to take the crystals out of here.
I do not believe that anything else material beyond the crystals would carry along with you outside of where we are now.
That's unfortunate.
Didn't we think that Lynn Marcus had the Dark Staff or something? I know it's come up before. I'm just trying to remember now. I feel like it's been forever.
He did have it, and he was getting away, and then he, like, blew up over Almas. And then we jump forward in time. 10 years.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
Which explains all these odd temporal
Dem,
displacements.
you would have definitely heard about this event.
Yeah,
But the rest of the crew definitely experienced it.
I was about to say, not firsthand.
Oh yeah, we forgot. You weren't there.
Yeah, it feels like
Did
it's
you-
been forever, huh?
So did you notice how, like, the entire galaxy aged 10 years, but we
Uh-huh.
didn't?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Okay.
Long story short.
The figure continues and says, "The Dark Staff's wielder must be stopped. We have not felt his presence in Kularan, but his influence is here. He controls those who believe. We have heard their violent thoughts on the continuum." Such a bad poker face. "They wish destruction. What was done to Oblis, they wish done to all your worlds. You must stop all of them, but most especially him. He must be removed from the continuum, or the galaxy will be destroyed.
When you say remove from the continuum, you mean like nice blaster bolt to the head, like eliminated from the continuum?
However that is done, yes. The Dark Staff, he is its agent. He must be removed. Unfortunately, I just don't know if you can destroy the Dark Staff.
Who is this he you keep referring to?
We don't know, we just simply sense the presence.
Can you pinpoint a general direction?
No.
That is also unfortunate.
So what happens once we remove this individual from the continuum, and we have the dark staff and these 3 crystals?
The crystals must be destroyed, as I said. Then we would be free. They tie us to the Dark Staff, the crystals. Once they are destroyed, we would be free.
But you said they can't physically be destroyed, right?
Right. There are but a few ways that they can. If not, they will continue to drain the life from whatever is around them after we are absorbed and channel that which they drain to the Dark Staff.
I see.
To destroy them, in your terms, the Force. The Force or blood, filled willingly. We would be freed to one of 4 paths. Down one path, we simply cease to exist. We are absorbed into the Dark Staff. This is our inevitable fate, without intervention. But the wrong intervention can send us there as well. To do this, you need only call on the darkness within yourself. If you call on the light within yourself, the shards cannot hold us and we become free. But we cannot move on. We remain in Kularan guardians. If you call on both the light and the dark in yourself, then we go to rest. As you might say, we become one with the Force. Because we exist on a continuum, the final resting requires both the light and the dark to be recognized. The 4th option, not something we would ask of you. But there's an option for there to be life. But first there must be death. We would not ask this.
What do you mean?
We did not die. We were shifted. We could come back, but it would take the death of one who truly wishes it. Only blood can give life. We do not ask this, and we cannot ask it of him. Gestures towards Narama, because he is the last of us. We do not want any of you to die, but to bring us back, at least some of us, one life freely given.
Is Narama's fate tied in with what we do? If you live, does he live? If you die, does he die?
No, he is a sole survivor of our species. Our essence was spread throughout the galaxy, and manifested to be a remaining member of who we are. He was likely drawn to the system, to Kalaran. Though he would unknowingly have done so.
To get you all back to life, when you say someone has to die, I guess what exactly is the process?
Again, we don't ask this of, but it is just that. A life must be exchanged for another.
But it's not one life. It's not one life for another. It's one life for
Quite a
millions,
bit more, yeah.
maybe billions.
No, they say it's basically one for one.
Ah, okay.
So I'd need to kill 1 billion people to bring 1 billion people back? Is
No, a
that
billion
it?
people would have to, like, willingly give up their life to bring however many people back.
I see. Okay.
Which I think is the big distinction. Because I was gonna say, if it's like, just one of us, then heck,
It's like, oh, that's pretty easy.
Yeah, I'm like,
Okay.
well,
It's like, well, this is a lot to think about. How exactly would that process work? Imagine ritual suicide doesn't factor into it. There's something more.
yeah.
The simply you would use the shard to end your own life.
Thinking all of this over, there's still a few questions though. And so I guess Valen will turn to them and ask, and exactly how did you come up with this solution to your problem? You guys have not exactly had a good track record at coming up with solutions to solve your problems. How are you certain that these paths that we take will do what you say?
You're talking about the 4 options there of
Yeah.
doing the shards, yeah. This is what we understand of the shards. What we understand of how they work and how they tie us to the dark staff. And the ways that we can finally be freed.
I'm gonna need a few minutes to think this one over.
Now, are we
Then-
supposed to do one of those options right here and there, or do we need to use these first to help us with the dark staff?
Our time is running out. I understand that there is time for you to think about this, but it's something that does need to be decided.
I was afraid.
So I'm sure I remember now. I know
With that, the darkness envelops you once again. The world falls away into nothing. And you find yourselves out in the cavern with Narama, who has gotten a little bit better. He's more sitting up this time around.
That's good.
As you come out of this darkness, your comlink is lighting up.
Oh gosh. Okay, I take out my comm link and say what's up.
As you go and go to pull the comlink up to respond to that, you see before you, Dem, in the opening of this cavern, a group of figures entering in the room. And you answer that as these figures walk in at the same time, as the voice on the other end of Ufta says, Sirs, I've been trying to reach you. Somebody else has entered into the cavern.
Thank you. Yeah, we were a little bit occupied. Appreciate the warning.
And you see 4 individuals that
Don't suppose any of you guys came here to die willingly.
you see 4 individuals rush into the room and call out, wearing some garments that are somewhat recognizable by you. They step forward, and one of them just looks at you all and says, "You have something we need. Death to the unbelievers." And steps forward, pulling out some weapons to engage. Let's go ahead and roll initiative.
Alrighty.
Guess you got the first part of that statement right. You're here for death.
Guys, this is my first combat. Oh. Okay.
How do I... Can you
Oh
roll
my
initiative from the quick
goodness.
menu thing?
Your quick menu, I don't think you can.
Nope.
You know
Yes.
that, Dem, can you do that?
I don't think.
Initiative?
Yeah,
If you can. Yeah.
from
I don't
your
think
the
so.
pop-up
the-
toolbar.
The status bar. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like everything else is there except that.
But if you
Except for
if you go to
initiative.
the encounter thing,
Yeah, the combat
Indy,
tracker.
there too. So
Took me forever to figure
Oh, you
out
can?
could
Ah, nice.
pop out the combat tracker.
yeah,
was
right
missing
click
that.
it. You can. I think you can pop out
Yeah.
most of them actually.
Yeah, yeah.
I love
Like,
the tracked resource though. That's really nice.
It is really cool.
That. EC call.
It's like abilities dot
Oh yeah,
AC
yeah,
or
yeah,
something
yeah.
like that.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. All right.
To hide it.
Did I put my? I did. Cool. I put the token tracker thing here in this. All right. So they rush in, calling out. You can see some of the garments, as I said, of what you've seen before. Dem, you don't recognize these individuals.
Okay.
They just kind of look like a little bit like they're part of some kind of a group or organization or whatever. A little more leaning like robes, or not necessarily robes, maybe half robes, things like that.
Yeah.
You could maybe mistake them as like not unofficial, like a knockoff Jedi, something like
Okay.
that.
Like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
friar's robe or something.
Yeah.
Where it's like a simple frock.
Yep. Yeah, some of
Yeah.
that like that. So
Dem probably isn't too knowledgeable about all that stuff, so maybe a little bit confused, but I feel like she'd know. Well, these guys are running at me, so yeah.
all right, you are up.
All right, yeah. So Dem is going to rock on up and come up to this dude, and we're going to just go for the hit here. With she has her vibro rapier like drawn in a flash, and
Okay.
is going to try and go for it. Let me vibro rapier and try to attack. Alrighty.
That'll definitely hit.
Yeah, sweet. And let me double check here because I'm forgetting how much sneak attack damage I'm doing. Okay, 3d6. And that should be triggered because I am a ruffian. So as long as I'm within 5 feet, then we're good. So situational bonus. Okay.
Nice.
17. And yeah, I just go right in whatever piece of the torso that Dem can pierce here. She'll try to pierce.
You rush forward,
And-
and knowing that these are not your friends, rush up and slash out with the vibro rapier. The rest of you see her kind of dance lightly through the cavern towards this figure, slashing out with a massive hit.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'm going to also 1 second here. Okay, and then I'm also going to use a bonus action to to cunning action and rakish audacity, so I move back a little bit here. So no opportunity attacks against me. So yep.
Now your turn.
And that is all for me. Yep.
Okay. Can you go next in your turn, or do I have to do that every time?
Oh yes, I will. Sorry.
Cool. No, I just didn't remember if it did. So.
Yeah.
All right. So one of these believers is up. Going to kind of create some distance from the group and pull out a weapon here, and I was gonna go and fire at. I was gonna fire at you, Dem.
Okay.
Pulls out a heavy pistol. You see, fires a shot. It echoes loudly in the cavern and lights up. The blast bolt comes across. Oh, come on. Ooh, 18.
Yep, that'll hit.
All right.
Okay. Wasn't expecting that modifier. It's like, whoa.
13 points of energy damage come across.
Okay.
And feeling confident in the attack, is going to go ahead and fire again.
Oh. Yeah. Oh,
8 more. Getting off 2 shots. You recognize, Dem, you might recognize in this individual that luckily they don't have a distraction, but they seem to be a type that could display some additional prowess like yourself in certain situations. They look about, and as the individual does it, just looks at you and says, hand over the shards, and there won't be any further blood spilt. And we go to another who is going to get up next to you. Gonna rush towards you. And go ahead and slash with the vibro axe.
Any?
And miss.
Nope.
Is going to take one more swing. 21.
That one will hit. Yep.
9 points of kinetic energy on this one as it brings down its heavy axe onto you.
Not doing so hot, guys.
Dak, you're finally up. You see Dem is looking pretty rough in front of you as these individuals
All right. Dak will draw his blasters and is going to fire at the one that's standing here in front of Dem.
Okay.
See if this is set up properly.
Oof. Then will unfortunately miss. You're trying to be too cautious to not hit your counterpart. Shot goes wide.
All right, then I will extra attack.
Second one, you line up much better, finding a good spot and definitely hit the target. Nice. Hitting a good solid spot.
All right, then I have my dual wield, so I'll use my offhand. Miss. And
Very nice. That's where we need that the exploding dice.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Another hefty shot as you miss again, but follow it up with one hitting true, taking a decent chunk out of this enemy here in front of Dem.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I jump on the comm and say, Ufta, see if you can get Lan awake.
Right. Balin, you are up.
Okay. First off, I have a bar for Dak, but I don't have one for Dem for the health.
Huh.
Is there a way you could
I don't have a
adjust
bar
I-
for anybody except myself.
I have one for Dak. I don't have one for Valen.
Oh, really?
that? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let's
It's
just
probably-
guess.
I'll tell you, it's not good.
Yeah, I know. I'm like just looking over the scene, you getting the crap beat out of you.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Okay,
Oh,
go,
thanks,
okay,
like
go
that.
ahead. I'll poke around.
okay.
I'm gonna have to like fix that again like later, but
I need to double check my distance here. Okay. So Valen can recognize that, yeah, this might not go too well if we don't start doing a little bit of crowd control. How do I move
Yeah.
the character? What am I doing wrong here?
can you guys all see Valen right now? His health?
No.
Oh, I can't see anything.
Oh, you don't see it?
Uh-uh. I
I
Okay.
don't know what I'm doing here.
Valen, what are you trying to do?
Move.
Just drag.
Click on your
It's
token
just-
and drag it.
It's not
Yeah.
doing that though.
that's weird. It's not, the game
I don't
isn't
know what
paused
I
either.
clicked to.
There
Oh,
we go.
in the upper left, are you on the
Oh, you could be on the wrong.
on
Yeah.
the right toolbar? You got to be at the very top left one. For the,
Very
the
top.
person symbol.
Yeah,
Okay.
basic controls.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then
Should just be
on the
selected.
right hand side, it's the select tokens, the upper right hand one, not the target symbol or the maybe that.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize those were two different things. Okay.
Yeah, you got the measuring tool and then like
Okay.
The bullseye.
oh,
and
there's
then
a select
the
targets
select
one. That's
token.
kind of interesting.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
You can use
See,
that.
now I
with,
had the
like,
wrong
MIDI.
thing.
Yeah, and then you can so you hover over your character, like hit control and hold control, and then like click and drag away from your character, and then you can let go of the click but hold it, and then you'll get like a toolbar, and then you can do like a path, and then you hit space, and then you'll go for a little trip.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I watched
Little
that.
time.
yeah,
Okay.
just kind of help you measure and
Okay. So eyeing those two, especially the especially deadly guy, although I don't think Valen knows that. I saw that guy kind of move off to the side. He's a little sketch. The other guy we were initially going after looks a little sketch too. In fact, they all look a little sketch, and I'm sick and tired of hearing about the goddamn believers. He's like, and I think you two need to take a timeout. And I'm going to twin Malassia at see, how do you ping these guys?
You double
hold
right
it.
click, I think.
I just click and hold to bring
Click
up
and hold
your.
for
Oh,
the
to
ping.
ping, yeah. But if you double right click, it'll target them.
Yeah.
So I'm doing those two with
What's the other
Alessia.
one?
I will link it.
The south guy or the one next to Dem?
South guy and the middle north guy.
Okay.
Let me see.
You guys can only target one at a time, right?
Yes.
Um,
At least as far as I can
Oh,
see.
yeah, it only does one.
Oh.
I figured I had to do that
I
in
can-
Deadlands. Oh, that was control. If I held it, I could multi.
I can
select.
use the select target tool
Oh,
and get
shift.
multiple.
If you hold shift while you right click on them,
There you go, yeah.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
you get
cool.
multiple.
All right, I tried to cast it. I don't know if that did anything.
Nothing showed up.
God.
Did you break?
I don't know. I
We're on a
probably
struggle
broke it.
bus, but we're gonna get it. We're gonna
Hit
get it.
hit. I'm gonna do it too real quick. F5 your game real quick. Actually, it might do this for you, all you guys. Hang on.
Yeah. You can also press escape and reload application also works.
Oh, escape reload.
Yeah.
But
whichever
now
one.
the like fonts for your guys's, I don't know if it's broken for you guys, but the fonts for the cursor is like
Yeah.
some random like sans serif. Like sometimes it like shit doesn't load in.
Yep. It'll just like. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I have Valen's bar, by the way. I see that now.
Okay, maybe that took a refresh. Like I don't know if you guys can see
Probably did.
Dems now.
Yeah, I can actually.
Okay.
Okay.
And then
Cool.
So
I'll get that fixed. I think I know. Can you see? You just see the bar, not a number, right?
right.
Okay.
Yeah. No number,
That's
just bar.
That's how you had it set up before. So
Mhm.
okay. Now
So go ahead and
I'll
try and click that again, and
I didn't do the place measure template. Maybe that's why. It's a targeted spell. I don't know why they have the template being selected.
it's not like within an area thing.
It's not. No. It's how do you copy the text into the?
Well, did you click the thing? Did it cast it?
I click it and I keep clicking cast power and it does not do.
Maybe there's a pop up somewhere that.
Do you have the pop-up that
underneath their
says
stuff? Yeah.
all this stuff? Turn everything off and then cast power.
That's right. Oh, now it's.
I
Oh,
just
no,
click,
that's-
I
okay,
did
there
one
we
just
go.
to see if it would work for me,
Yeah.
and it did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Okay. Well, whatever. That's.
I
Well,
just
it's-
so that was the
it's in
one I
chat,
did
yeah.
for some reason, but
And that
Yours
works.
worked, mine didn't. Okay.
Yeah.
So the
Okay,
wisdom
so-
save is they both have to make a wisdom save, and it is DC 17. Otherwise,
the
all that
top
stuff
top
happens.
guy first.
Okey-dokey.
Nat 20.
Ah. I rolled onto the 8 and it just like reversed right back.
Oh, it was almost another 20. So
I
that one
know.
fails. So the bottom guy fails. So what's the effect there? All
Basically,
prone, incapacitated,
Yep.
unable to stand up.
At the
Okay.
end of its turn, it can remake the save, or if it takes damage, and if it takes damage, it gets to make the save with advantage.
Ah, okay.
I think, yeah. Yes, that's that one.
And then we try to find the symbol that means anything. If that's all for your turn, Valen.
No, I'm going to run up. See, I did 5 foot there. So 10, 15. I'm going to run up to Dem and go, I got you. I got you. And I'm going to quicken cast heal at 2nd level.
Thank you.
Let me see. You gain.
Is that a at will?
Oh,
No,
it's not. That's
Yeah,
right.
you can't because you already
yeah.
did the other power.
You already did a level. Dang. Huh.
But I didn't think that through.
You're good. I had the same
was it?
thing happen earlier.
You can't still use your action, right? Because that was my action.
Your action was casting that power, yes.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. So if you
Yep, that's. I
you have
didn't
a
think that
bonus
one
action
through
or
at all.
anything, that's yep.
What an idiot.
You're good.
But I want to take 5 steps. Damn it. I want to take 5
I'll be
5 feet back
fine.
and
Anything else?
Yep. I think that's it.
Okay.
Damn it, I really screwed that one up.
Right. And the believers is up. Will.
Oh, Saber's out, by the way.
Okay. Down here. Now. Rush out. He's gonna rush you and go towards you, Valen. Seeing his counterpart on the ground. Will.
Did this guy have to make a save too? Up here?
He did, and he got the nat 20. That was
Yeah, Nat.
Okay.
yeah.
Just making sure. I thought I got all three of them, so I was like,
And will fire at you with his slug thrower.
oh,
And hit on the first one. 20. Any reactions to that?
Wait, my AC, I think my AC is 15 right now, isn't it?
Says 12, but you might
Well,
not
the precog.
have.
Precog
Yeah.
oh,
starts you at 13.
We'll have to
so-
get an active effect set up to have that on.
yeah.
We're gonna Saber reflect that.
Okay. 7 points of kinetic damage come out.
Okie dokie.
2d6 on the saber.
Yeah, I don't know if this. Let's try it. Well, that
Oh,
was.
It's because it's the other formula thing.
Oh,
If you
okay.
change
Yeah.
that to the other part in there, it should work when you upcast, or it should work. But anyway,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
so
you're
4
right.
points. So you reduce it by 4 points. So you take 3 points.
Okay.
So you go and deflect some of the blast from the slug that comes out at you, getting rid of some of it, which helps. Still taking 3 points of kinetic damage. The enemy reloads again and fires off another shot. With a 9.
Hey.
Unfortunately, the saber and dancing around, you're able to avoid a second shot, and he stands there frustrated. We go to finally the third believer who has taken some damage from you, Valen, as well. And he looks around, surveying the situation. Sees Narama kind of still hunched over.
Oh no.
And you guys see in his face a recognition of something by, like, in this guy's face, almost a hesitance perhaps. This guy's gonna rush up here a little bit and focus on you, Jack. Gonna go ahead and fire off.
Does Roma have a token?
Does not.
Okay, I'm just making sure I'm
Just sitting around,
seeing
yeah.
everybody who's supposed to be here.
All right, just within range there. And Dak 17. A good old hit.
Yep.
13 kinetic damage incoming on the first attack.
I can use my my reflect. Other formula, sweet.
I'd probably just manually roll it. Alright, so you negate 8 of that, which helps a lot. So just 5 points from that attack. He will take another shot. And miss wildly.
Is there an easy way to change your hit points in this?
Right click your token, and
Mhm.
then the bottom number is your hit points. And then just click into there and do minus.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can also do minus or plus. Both will work.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like roll 20 in that. Okay.
Yeah. Saves you from doing math.
Yeah, so I don't really think trying to do -5 on that.
Top of the round, you guys hear in the distance, "I'm coming, guys!" Coming down the hallway.
Okay.
There is
Well.
a land jolt that a wild land jolt is coming into the fray. But Dem, you are up.
Okay. I am going to use my. Let me check here. Okay, I'm going to use my bonus action, and I'm going to sort of fake stab at this guy with duelist style. So I have to make a deception check countered by his insight. I will do that
Straight check?
here. Yeah, it's a straight check, and
Or check, yeah, check not save. Insight, you said?
Yep, insight. So
Okay,
it's
nice.
gonna beat a 20.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, I have advantage on my first attack against him. So I'm going to stab at him with a vibro rapier. And advantage it 21.
That'll hit.
Awesome. And then I'm also I was reading all my features and trying to be useful here. And then I'm also going to sacrifice 2 of my sneak attack dice for blade defense. And I'll get to that after I do damage. So that's just a d6 here. And okay, and then so blade defense is I determine my target's next strike. So I have to roll
the damage
2.
is accurate?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
yep.
accurate. So
Alright.
he has to roll a charisma saving throw, and I have to roll 2d6. Okay, well, I believe. Yeah, okay, he saves.
All right.
So I will, with that, it was basically if he didn't succeed with the save, then I'd have my AC increased by 4.
Oh, yeah.
But since he did succeed, it's a bet, so my AC is subtracted by 3 for his next attack.
Oh, okay. You use either of use the 2 dice in that way.
Exactly.
Nice.
It's just lower for me and higher for him.
Nice.
So. Yep.
All right. Anything else? Any movement or?
I'll move back a little bit here because I already damaged him. He's gonna
No opportunity attack, right?
He's gonna have to take that. Yep. No
Okay.
opportunity.
All right. Next up is this guy who's on the ground, and at the end of his turn, he makes the save, right, for Malacia,
Yes, at the end of the turn.
and that is a
DC 17.
Dem, you're ruffian practice?
Yeah.
Okay. Could you
all right.
you use your bonus action on your first turn to disengage from the guy? You don't
Yeah, I
actually have to
can.
do that.
Oh,
Because if you do a melee,
Oh,
if you
no.
do a melee attack against him, they can't
I
Yeah, he
used it
didn't last
to
time.
you.
I used it to dash.
Okay, that's what it was.
Because I had
Okay.
already used my 30. Yeah, you're
Okay, cool. I was just making sure you. Sometimes
Yeah,
I forget
using
that
everything.
like it's a free disengage on those. So
yeah. I'd move
The-
30 feet to get up to him.
So the one believer that was affected by Valen's Malacia is able to come out of that, still prone on the
Right.
ground, but shakes that off, holding his head to whatever happened. But then we turn to Lan, who has just huffed it inside at the edge of the tunnel here and looking around and seeing what's going on, and pulls up his long rifle and gonna take a shot at the one down here that in front of Valen. Up with the hunting rifle. Oof. That unfortunately will miss. He gets like a second shot. Yep.
his extra tick.
That should do. That will.
Thanks.
Oh. Take it. Alright. Gets a little bit of something. It's a weak shot, but it's still. It's something. He just stays there, kind of lines up for his next attack. Move 2. This believer here is hurt pretty bad, looking around and is frustrated. Is going to Yeah, is just gonna rush towards you, Dem.
on.
Try and return some.
Okay. I'm expecting to
there.
get hit here because yeah, I got that lower AC. Yep.
21, that'll hit.
Okay.
Hefty 12 kinetic.
I'm going to use my reaction to uncanny dodge. So
Okay.
half damage.
All right. And goes in for another swing.
Yeah.
14.
That will just miss.
What's your AC go?
So it's -3 for the first
Oh, you're
attack.
at 14, so it's.
For
Is
the
it only
first
for the
attack.
first attack?
Yeah.
Oh, so it went back up to 17.
Yep.
All right, nice.
Why was your AC -3?
Because of
It
that
was minus.
feature she did.
Yeah, it was from Rakish Audacity.
The
no,
guy
no.
succeeded on the
Nimble Step. Sorry.
on the charisma save.
Yeah.
Oh, you used blade defense, right? Is that what you did?
Yes. Yep.
So it says on successful save, your AC increased by the lower amount.
Oh.
So you don't lose
okay.
it. It's just
I
you roll.
see.
So you get either.
I'm dumb. Don't worry.
I was
about
like, wait
me.
a second. That seems like a terrible thing to do to like,
No.
risk it to lower your AC by a D6.
I totally misread it.
Okay,
It's
well,
fine.
the first hit would still.
It would still. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it'd be 20. I'm sorry.
Next time, don't. Yeah.
Disregard me.
So I was like, hey, I got a -6 to my AC. Shit.
Man,
Yeah, that's
I don't
pretty
know.
nuts. It's a gamble indeed. All right, Dak,
Yeah,
you're
I was
up.
like, man, that seems weird, but I'll be fine. I don't want to question the rules here.
All right. Dax can say, hold it, hold on there, Dem. Hopefully Valen can actually heal you and do his damn job. And
Balin then turns invisible and you don't see him. the
gonna
rest of the game.
fire,
No.
fire at the one next to him.
Yeah, peace out, dude.
You fire down. You're able to get connection with that shot. That definitely hits. Points there.
All right. Follow up with extra attack.
21. That'll definitely hit.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Another 2 on the damage. Jeez.
Getting down there. He's looking rough.
All right. Gonna keep firing away.
Thanks, Dad.
21. That'll hit again.
Nice and consistent.
All right. How do you take him out?
Yeah.
Dak sees the guy rush up and take a couple swipes at Dem, and you notice he's kind of distracted. He's gonna just fire off. Was it 1, 2, 3 blaster bolts? Kind of hitting him in various spots in his chest.
Thanks, Dad.
Says, well, that takes care of one. He's got. I better hit this guy. He's gonna line up one final shot with his extra attack here, or bonus action thing here, and target
Okay.
this believer up here.
Nice.
Rolls. That'll hit.
No. Dak's got it going on. Let's go.
Damage on that. All right. Still doing all right up there, but taking a couple hits.
Oh, was that not the one that we hit earlier?
No, he's been hit. Yeah.
It's just
Okay.
not taking a bunch of damage.
Oh no, the one that you really kicked the shit out of was the one that ran up here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I really
Okay.
got him, but he really got me.
Anything else, Dak?
Nope. That will do it for me.
Hey, Valen, you're up.
Okay. So if I use the trauma kit to heal, that's my action, right? But if I can quicken cast a power at the same time, that's how I'd be able to get it off. But it was because I did an action power last time and twinned it that I couldn't do the quicken.
It's not action powered. It's whether it's a leveled spell or not.
For heal, like
I guess I meant it was a leveled power that took an action. I guess is more what I meant by that.
yeah,
So
you
because I
use
had
your
done that, I couldn't do another one to quicken it. It had to be bonus action.
the only time you can cast 2 spells
It's
is
not leveled.
when you can only do a at will plus a level, as long as it's a bonus action power.
Yeah.
But
So
one
you
of
have
them,
to have
one of
a
them
bonus
has to
action
be a
and an
bonus
action.
action.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's
And one have.
Yep.
Exactly.
just had a brain fart. That's all.
We're in the same boat here, so don't worry.
Yep. Okay. Let me just see this real quick. I have an idea. Okay. So I'm going to looking at these two dudes in front of me and not really wanting to deal with either one of them. I'm gonna pull out the double saber and I'm going to quicken cast saber throw and launch it at what do we hold it? That guy. And then it'll do its first attack and then it'll go off and hit the other guy because I
Alright.
get 2 at 5th. That is a force. Let's see if this works.
Just gonna keep you from
So,
being able to heal.
first guy. Yep.
That's okay.
For 23.
23 will hit.
Okay, 1d8. Okay, that didn't work. I don't know why.
Oh.
The damage button
Oh.
didn't work.
No, it some weird error. It's just a d8 though, so
Let's see.
that one to him. Darn.
Alright. And then you have to roll again on the second one.
Second
Okay.
one's going to the guy below him.
Yep. And 19 will hit as well.
Okay. Let me see what the damage says again. Oh, it's got something weird in there for the additional target, so I'm gonna have to probably create my own thing for that. Okie dokie. So that was my bonus action
You can because you quicken that,
because I quickened it.
and that turns it into a bonus action?
Yes.
Okay, there we go. Alright.
Yep, that's what I was trying to do, and yeah. And then I'm gonna run up to Dem,
Hey.
busting out the trauma kit along the way.
Thank you.
And let me double check the value. So as my action, I'm going to use the trauma kit to restore points equal to... Man, when we do this every 2 weeks, it's kind of hard to remember what I'm doing. I don't remember. Where is that feature?
We didn't have any combat or anything last time.
No.
Yeah.
Just explored and got touched by a zombie.
Yeah, I guess that's one way to put it. Yeah.
Where is that? I can't remember what it comes from. It's healer or medic. Sorry.
I think I want to say it's healer, but don't quote me on
So
that.
1d6. So max number of hit die would be 6. So you get 1d6 plus 10,
Sweet.
which I'm rolling. So
Nice.
12.
Plus additional
Hit
hit points
points.
equal to the creature's maximum number of hit dice.
Nice. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
And
your
then,
turn.
So I did 5, 20. And then Valen's going to just cautiously take another step back. And that's turn.
Okay. Didn't like you throwing swords. I'll rush up towards you.
Yeah.
Lash out with vibro axe.
I mean, I feel like that kind of just went past him and like singed his eyebrow for one
Mhm.
damage.
17, Valen.
Valen, he expected this to come, and he just kind of waves his hand out, like jazz hands almost, and a giant force shield pops up, shunts the attack off to the side.
Okay. Doing
Nice.
or shield.
Yeah.
What's that put you up to?
20.
Okay. He will attack again.
You can try. Oh, that'll do it.
With a 20.
Well, that's yeah.
Yeah, he
You gotta-
did.
18
hold your tongue.
kinetic
18?
damage.
What the hell?
Comes down hard.
Damn.
And just looks at you and just death to the unbelievers.
You just do minus 18 and that should do it?
Yep.
Yep, minus 18 your thing.
Right. And this guy up here gonna come in a little bit closer to you, Dak, and again fire off yeah, with his shotgun. $15 should miss.
Yep.
Again.
Miss.
16 just hits.
Yep.
12 kinetic.
I'll try to reflect it. Or I guess block it in this case. That will not be reflecting anything.
Alright, you do reduce it. So 5 points only incoming. Go back top of the round to Dem.
Okay. You see Dem reach into her sort of jacket of many pockets and grab hold of something, and she turns to the south and says, "Pocket sand," and is going to throw a bunch of sand at this dude's face. So he has to make a perception check, and I have to make a sleight of hand check. Contested here.
Perception on my end.
Yes, for that dude. Oh no! Oh my gosh! It's okay. I tried.
They don't know if it's coming if you don't yell out pocket sand.
It's funnier this way. Let me tell you, when it does hit, it's so fun. Okay, and then I'll come up and just sort of shrug and stab him. And I'll do that with my vibro rapier and attack.
24 will hit.
Awesome. And then damage, I already used my bonus action, so I'm not gonna do anything special besides that.
A hefty hit there.
Thank you. And yeah, we're not doing flanking, yeah?
No.
Okay, cool. Then I am going to just take a step back.
Okay. Lever is up. Going to step up this way a little bit. And line up a shot towards you, Valen. Valen, did you reduce your health?
Oh yeah.
I did. I don't know why it's not.
I guess the
You're at
I tried it.
35.
I should be at 17 because I had 35 minus 18. I did it that way, and I don't.
Do it on your token.
Yeah,
So-
I did it on the token.
Oh, well now it says 7. Oh, you're at 17 now.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Wait, but the bar isn't.
Yeah, the
Make
bar's
sure
not
that
changing.
the actor data is linked to the token? Question mark.
How do you do that?
That'd be on Todd's end.
Oh,
It
okay.
is, yeah. It's
That's just
probably
being
when I
weird.
was like changing the bar.
Yeah, I probably didn't like that. Yeah.
Whatever. Okay. Well.
Okay.
Yeah. So he comes over and is going to fire off a shot. You still have your higher AC.
Yeah, it should be up.
Okay.
Not like that
25 will
matters.
still hit though. That comes in 2 for 7 total on that.
Okay.
And thanks to the distraction of his counterpart in front of you, going to fire off.
That was what, 7?
12 more points of energy damage.
Okay, I'm down.
Oh no. Okay. I have a med kit, so I can help you with that.
That
Med
is
pack, sorry.
his turn. Go to Lan. Lan just looks out and says, "Oh boy, looks like we're in trouble." And he will.
It's a perfect impression.
Right. Uh, so he gets just in range that he needs to, and he's gonna go ahead and cast Cultopack on you, Valen.
Oh, nice.
Did I need to roll something going down?
Oh yes, you do. Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
For wounds.
Wounds.
What?
I think I did that right. Okay. What was the DC 10? First time?
I think it is.
I don't remember. Okay.
Oh, this. That's weird. If you have it consume power slot checked, it won't do the power. All right.
That's probably
so
what my
1d4
error
plus-
was earlier.
All right. Max healing, so 7 points, Valen.
Nice.
I'll take it. Thank you.
That is his bonus action, and then as his action, he will. Is going to take shots at the enemy in front of you, Valen. A miss, unfortunately, but I think he gets that. That. That'll hit. Oh, big money. Nice. Healthy hit there. Valen, you come out of your a little bit of unconsciousness as you deal with your wounds, where you see heavy blaster bolt go into the figure above you as Lan gives you some help from afar. We go to Dak. You're up.
Alrighty. Yeah, Dak getting shot by this shotgun thing. Not a big fan of this guy. He's gonna go ahead and turn his attention to him with his blasters.
Now he doesn't have a bar again.
Valen, what's your You're at 12.4.
Reloaded. See Valen. HP bar.
It'll be broken. But it works as far as the health for us. It just
Yeah.
Oh, update. Hang. Okay, sorry. Dak. You shot 18. Which that one?
This guy.
That will hit.
Yeah.
12 points. Okay.
All right. How's he looking?
He's getting down there still.
Okay.
Hit though.
Go ahead and use extra attack.
12 unfortunately will miss. He's able to dance away from that.
And we'll follow up with some dual wielding here. Nope.
Oh.
Oy, oy, oy.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
wow. Minspo. But I don't know. He'll probably end up with a 3.
Oh yeah, I forgot we have
Yeah.
those.
I gotta remember the inspirations. Cause yeah.
Oh, yeah, and actually, I have second wind, or action surge
Action surge, yeah.
as well. So if I do that, I'll get both of my regular attacks. Yeah. Yeah, I will go ahead and action surge
Okay.
and go back to my regular blaster here.
Oh my gosh.
Stupid.
Yeah, DM, that looked a little crooked. Can you roll that, please?
Cocked, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You finally, in your sixth shot, is it now? You're able to
Yeah,
find
something.
a spot that hits, getting through the armor. Win
Yeah.
some more. He's getting down there. Not much
Damage.
left in him.
All
Which
right.
one were you
that
shooting
will-
at?
This one up here at the top.
Oh, okay.
Jack's gonna go ahead and
Delayed down on those things.
oops. Dang it. And Jack's gonna go ahead and move down here because he's tired of getting shot by that shotgun.
All right, you pull away, and for some reason your token thing didn't go with
The
you.
little turn marker stays there behind.
Oh, I think I know what happened. Okay, it's because Valen came into the turn order. Okay. All right, Valen, you're up.
It's all Valen's fault.
Valen, you're prone. You're on the ground, and but Lan has helped out.
As he staggers to his feet, he's just gonna kind of just give a nice thumbs up to Lan and hope he sees it. Staggers back up to his feet. That takes what, half your movement? So we're at 15.
Yes.
Actually, let's see what Todd's handy dandy player reference sheet tells me. Yes. I've been trying to use it to play test it.
I think that's on there. Yeah.
So seeing this guy in front of me, I've had enough of their nonsense to last me a lifetime, and then some. Valen's gonna channel the force within himself and let out a surge of energy and focus it at this guy and this guy
Mm-hmm.
and say, I think you two need to go hang out with your friend a little more. And I'm going to shove both of them at this guy with a twinned force throw for each of them.
Gosh darn.
Okay.
So that will be, let's try this again and see if it'll actually
What's the
show
distance
the power.
on those?
It's 30 feet.
Okay.
I think that should be good.
And then
enough.
what's the range?
Oh, the range I think is
You're good. Yeah, you're fine. Okay.
yeah,
You're good.
like 90 feet, but
Yep.
they can only be thrown 30. So let me. Is there a way to just post the power? You just hit the.
There's a module for it, but
What are you doing? What are you doing? Push?
Yeah, mine force throw. It's not showing up for anything. Well, anyway, those two are getting launched into their friend, and if they hit him, everyone's gonna take 2d8 force damage.
So turn off, like unclick everything when it pops up, that pop-up menu, and it should
Okay.
work. Try that. Still not working? Yeah,
There
it
we go.
goes. Yeah.
hey, cool.
Okay, so the DC is 17, a strength saving throw, or they get hurled at their friend.
The one right next to you is going to fail,
Good.
Nice.
He was the one I wanted to fail the most.
and the one in the middle
I-
is going to succeed.
I was gonna help you out either way.
You said
It would-
17, right?
17.
All
that
right,
is
he
correct.
just on the dot gets it. So he doesn't go anywhere, right?
This
Or-
guy doesn't, but
Yeah.
this guy does. He gets launched into his friend
Okay.
right up there, and he will take.
They both will
Points.
take the damage, right?
Yes, they both. Do we roll separate for each? One's the guy hitting him. Oh, that
Oh.
sucks. I'm
Yeah.
gonna roll again. I
Why did
wanna
it?
roll
Oh,
again.
there it is. There it is. Hang on.
Okay.
If at the end of the movement, the creature objects, they both take 2d8 force damage. I'll just take the 16 on both. Yeah.
Okay.
And I see the guy that failed the save still gets moved, just not
Damaged.
Does he?
Yeah, a tiny creature, small creature, medium creature moved it. Said on a failed save, the creature object moves a number of feet in the direction of your choice based on its size.
No, but somebody saved.
But he saved, so he won't get moved at all. Nothing happens to him.
Oh, sorry, I misread it. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what you're saying. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
cool.
All right. So the guy at the very top, he is actually the guy at the top. Oh my God, token bar is in the way now. He's down.
Oh, nice.
The other one's looking pretty rough. Anything else?
And then, from the side of my hip pouch, I'm gonna bust out one of my handy dandy med packs.
Nice.
Stab it into my leg. Can you roll individual hit die, or do you just do con?
You should be able to. Is there not a hit? No, you can't hit
I've
hit
never
die,
been
can
able
you?
to actually get it to do that unless you do like the short rest.
Oh yeah, no. I guess you
Yeah.
can't
Let me
hit.
try. Let me try.
The short rest thing is all I know.
Yeah,
There. Yeah.
that would be mine. So
Okay. Cool.
How'd you do that?
Technique.
Hitting short rest?
You hit short rest, and then it says select
Yeah.
dice to roll, and then you just roll, and then it'll.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the problem with that is if you're like an engineer, it might reset your powers. So.
Yeah. Or if you have like your
Although
little,
it might ask
But
you
you
about
don't
doing
you don't
some-
hit the actual
Yes.
rest button. You just bring up the menu though. You
Ah.
can roll from within that menu.
Okay.
Yeah. So it does not affect your actual powers or
All right.
points or
All
anything.
right, bud.
And saying that, Valen's gonna take another step backwards.
Hmm.
What? Yeah, I'm at 11. Okay.
Okay.
And that should be turn.
All right. Believer that you just threw, and his counterpart is up and get up and look around and very
Can I-
frustrated, and is going to
Does he fall
Hi, bud.
prone when I throw him?
potentially, but is going to come over to Dem. Has enough movement for that.
Yeah.
and
Either
going
way.
to come over and
I usually throw them straight in the air and they fall down prone, but
Okay.
Nat
It's-
20.
Oh, well, this is gonna be a good one.
Goodbye.
Yeah. So I'm going to
Oh.
use uncanny dodge.
Yeah.
Thanks. I was saving my reaction just for this. Okay, so 10. Okay.
And is going to swipe out
Okay.
again.
Yep. Let's go, gamers.
17.
17 will just hit.
Oh wow.
Whoa. Oh man. All right. Well, that's all. That's it for old Dem here.
And almost like more damage on a non-crit roll.
I know.
Holy cow.
I was like, oh my gosh. Okay.
Right. And I think that's all.
I gotta roll
Doesn't
my
have much
move
else
here.
there.
Yeah, the second
Dem,
D8
you're
gets
up. Dem, give me first. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, that's what I was about to do here. Saving throw. And just normal. Man, I had cool stuff planned too. I take a wound.
Yes. Yep. It's
Okay.
DC 10, and then on a success, the saving throw goes up by 5. So Valen, your next wound throw would be 15 DC until you complete a short or long rest or fail.
Yeah.
Anyway, Dem, you
Or
have
die.
one wound.
Yep.
Dem,
Or yeah, just straight up down.
you take a or go ahead and now do a death saving throw.
Yep. Let me get you here. Is there a button for that?
Oh, there.
Oh, yep, there it is. I was just overlooking it here. Yep. We'll see how this one goes.
Saw that
Nice.
one.
I know. I was like,
Teetered.
okay.
How'd you roll a 13 and it's a crit? What's?
No, it's just
It just
highlighting
says,
green
like-
that it's successful.
Yeah. It's just.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna use an inspiration.
I was
if
like,
didn't get
damn,
it, so we're
that's-
good.
That's cool.
Okay. And just vibing. Man, I had such cool stuff planned. I'm so sad.
All right. So next up is
I expect to take 41 damage.
Believer is up and is going to down to you, Dak. Actually, not gonna get that close. Gonna shoot with the Blasta. 29 should hit.
Yep.
12.
I'll try to.
All right. Reduce the first shot to 5 points. That'll help. And then as they fire again, getting 6 more second shots. And then Lan is up. Lan is going to go after. Gonna go after the one that just shot you, Dak. Ooh, not. He have a feature to like try and.
Oh, he gets the like precision attacks and
Yeah, I
stuff,
forget
right?
how to do that stuff. Maneuvers.
Which archetype is he?
Mark of the Deadeye, I think.
Deadeye technique. Okay.
I don't know which one he's chosen. I think you only get 2, but
And I thought he had precision attack. So you roll your precision or your superiority die.
what level are
add
you
to
guys?
the roll.
D6.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll just roll a D6 for him. Ooh, that'll do it. It's what it needs.
He'll add the 4 to the damage too.
Oh, nice. It's massive hit then. Yeah. More. Nat 20, look at that.
Oh, Lan. Waking up. Finally.
Oh, horrible, horrible effing rolls.
Use his inspiration on that damage. Reroll it.
All right, Lan fires off a couple heavy shots towards that guy. They're bringing this under control. Dak, you're up.
All right. Dax seeing that
Levers are looking pretty rough.
Lan's laying into this guy. He's going to say, all right, let's see if we can finish him off here. Old buddy.
Nice. 26 definitely hits.
I'll, extra attack.
Ooh, there you go.
Nice.
Did you hit critical when you rolled that?
Oh yeah, you gotta.
You gotta-
It popped. That's weird. It popped up, said critical damage, so I clicked it, and then it didn't roll critical damage.
Just roll
You know,
another
I
D8.
saw that too. That's weird. And it auto rolled for you.
Yeah, so there we go, damage.
Yeah, roll damage one more time.
That was-
So I just roll 4, I guess. Attack on a 4 to the original. Be 12.
Okay. He's looking really rough.
All right, I got
Nice.
my bonus action, dual wielding here. That'll do shit. That'll do shit. I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Okay.
'Cause I'm fucking sick
Nice.
of these shitty rolls.
All right. 21 hits. How do you take him out?
All right, or Dax sees Land's shots come in and hit the guy. And he's kind of staggered a little bit, so thinks, here's my chance. And with both of his blasters drawn, just starts firing into the guy. little recklessly firing. A couple hit him pretty solid though. A couple go whizzing by. He thinks, if I think about this a little bit harder, I really can hit this guy. So he looks for some inspiration from the force and fires one more time, hitting him square in the chest and dropping the believer. And then
Anything else that you have, or is it all
now as soon as the guy falls, he makes straight eye contact across the way with Lan, just gives him kind of a knowingly
one finger salute?
just a nod for Lan.
All right.
Says, yeah, we have to save the kids here.
Valen, you are up. You have one believer left that is towering over Dem's lifeless body.
That shot reminded
Not
me of
lifeless,
you ever
but-
seen Kung Fury, where the Triceracop that shoots
Yeah.
everybody in the dick? That's exactly what that was. It's a cavern, right?
Yeah.
We're in like the same place
I mean,
as
it's
Narama.
pretty large, yeah, but yeah.
How tall? Yeah, I think you know where I'm going with this.
Yeah, call it like 20, 30 feet.
All right. So, Valen's just gonna kind of slowly saunter over here, methodically, and as an action, going to use something I've not used before. Where is it? It is the Preserve Life ability. So as an action, I can restore hit points equal to 5 times my consular level, which is 30, and it can be used to heal hit points only up to half of your max. So I am giving I'm at 11, my half is 19, so I'm going to heal 8 to myself, and the other 22, since Dak is above, will go to Dem.
Okay,
Hey, thank
and that full 22 she can take, actually.
Oh, is it?
That's-
Okay, yeah.
that's actually
I don't
like
know what your max is.
Just
but-
half.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, like spot
That's
on.
perfect.
That's hilarious.
Thank
Okay,
you.
a half
So-
point, but yeah.
Let me gain. I'm up at 19. Don't know what that did on my character sheet. They're not synced, I guess. And then making direct eye contact with that guy. Gonna reach down into the wellspring of the forest within me and get out one last power by quicken casting Force Throw.
Okay.
He's going straight up into the ceiling.
There's save or not?
He will have to save. Is it possible to not kill him with this?
With this,
or-
no.
It's only when you do like blaster attacks, right?
Yeah,
Like
because this
specific
damage
kind?
is going to be, something else. So,
Okay. Well, anyway, he makes a strength saving throw of
thanks, save.
the DC of 17, where he's going into the ceiling.
Able to resist the push against him with the force as you try to lift him up and throw him into the.
Don't worry, guys. I got this.
Right. Is that it, Valen?
Yeah, Valen just kind of looks at himself and goes, "Okay, well that didn't go to plan."
Yeah,
He's gonna
it was
take
worth a
a
shot.
few steps
All right.
back.
The believer is up and is frustrated and looks very frustrated that you just stepped away. You can see it in his eyes that he really wanted to go after you, and just turns to you, Dem, and says, "Why won't you stay down?" And is gonna go ahead and throw down
What
that
can I say?
5-row axe. And you are technically prone.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So,
So, he would
Valen,
have-
can you please consult the sheet? Does it tell us? Oh, the sheet doesn't tell it. I didn't put
He has
full
advantage.
conditions
About
on
prone?
there.
stand up
Is it
cost,
just
half
advantage?
movement speed, drop.
Yeah, it's just
0 feet.
advantage.
Yeah.
Okay, so it will fail, but
Let's go.
he will swing again.
Yeah. At least I dodged some of the
Oh my
damage
gosh,
here.
2 4s.
Oh!
Three
yes!
effing 4s in a row.
Let's go!
Just
I
as
want to
he is hurt
believe.
and frustrated and is swinging down on Dem. And Dem, I can imagine, like, know they're in multiple movies, but where they go,
Yeah,
they roll
rolling side to
side.
side. Yeah, literally, I was thinking the same thing. Dem is like just awakened from this, and like, oh,
Attack of the Clones when they're in the droid thing, rolling back and
yeah,
forth. All right,
literally just like, oh,
just
pure instinct.
frustrated. And Dem, you are up actually.
Right. Dem cracks all of her fingers and does the stereotypical leap to the feet and is going to try and just wreck this guy's shit into next week. I'm going to use my bonus action to feint, so he's got to make a insight check, and I have to make a deception check. Do
Nat 1.
cha-ching, and I get advantage on my vibro rapier attack.
Oof. Well, that still hits.
That's better than nothing. 6 for the stuff, and
Very nice. How do you take him out?
yeah. Okay. Yeah. You can see like Dem is just yeah, she's just been knocked down. She is just going at it
You get
pure
up again?
instinct. Yeah, I got up again. Leap into my feet and just going for it. You see her in one like swift motion just pierce him right through the heart, and then withdraw her vibro rapier, sort of flick off the blood and collapse it, put it back into her jacket.
The last believer that has come falls to the ground at the hands of Dem, and the room kind of falls a little bit silent now. Narama, behind you, is you can just kind of looking at him. He's thankful that you were able to deal with this situation, and you look around at each other. A few of you with some significant wounds and whatnot from the attack, but seemingly it is over now. You're now remaining in the room, still in possession of those shards, needing to make a choice on how to deal with those. That's where we'll end tonight, though. Come back and figure out how you deal with that.
Dem's definitely looting those bodies.
Oh yeah, I want that shotgun. I was gonna ask, did any of us notice the guy looking at Narama and like, you said he looked at him and looked kind of like confused at first or something, like he.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that was like a noticeable thing or not
Yeah,
really.
there was just like, there was something like, it was like a recognition or something, almost an intimidation.
Like they were intimidated by Narama?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
All right. Good to know. I'll save that for next time.
Yeah, that's kind of one of those things there's so many weird little threads you could pull at that might have everything or nothing to do with it at all.
Yep.
Because Narama was the one that sent us
Remind
after that in
me,
the first place.
remind me next time. We'll do, if you guys want to loot, we'll do that next time quick.
Okay.
Just remind me
Oh,
next time and we'll do that.
I
when
will
we come back.
write it down here.
Yeah, we will be back in 2 weeks, same time, and continue on. So
All
good
right,
stuff, guys.
Sounds good.
We'll
Yeah.
see you.
See
See you next time.
See you later.